Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Owen Lebree begins serving remainder of sentence. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
On now at AutoFair. We've drastically reduced our famously low prices for 1 week only at all 8 AutoFair locations. So come in and get AutoFair's special year-end clearance prices today.
This is Owen Lebree's latest booking photo from the Merrimack County Jail as he begins serving the remainder of his 1-year sentence.
We had him for a period of time a while back, and it wasn't an issue then. I don't anticipate we have an issue now.
Back in 2015, Lebree was convicted of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old classmate while attending St. Paul's School in Concord. He served 2 months for curfew violations in 2016, but was released pending appeals. Lebree's lawyers asked to have his sentence reduced. A judge decided it was not appropriate to lessen his sentence, but Lebree was allowed to spend the holiday at home before coming back to jail.
In the next few days will be classification meetings and reviews. We decide where we're going to place him, and then from there we plan on handing him from fair and consistently like every other offender we've had, over 3,000 over this last year, and we manage people accordingly. As issues arise, we respond to them accordingly.
The family of Chessie Proud, who was chosen to make her name and story public, released a statement saying in part, "This has been a long and challenging process over the last 4.5 years. During this time, we have learned the hardships that too many victims of sexual violence experience. We will continue our work to support victims of sexual assault and speak out against rape culture." Now Lebree will serve the remainder of his sentence, which is 10 months, but legal experts do tell us that he could be released early for good behavior. We're live in Boscawen. Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man charged with assaulting child in Tamworth. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
The year-end clearance is going on now at AutoFair. We've drastically reduced our famously low prices for 1 week only at all 8 AutoFair locations. So come in and get AutoFair's special year-end clearance prices today.
Searching for answers, members of the State Police Major Crime Unit were stationed outside of this Chicora home after police were called here last night.
At about 8:20 in the evening, we received a report of a minor child who received a significant injury.
Authorities are not releasing the child's name or elaborating on the extent of their injury.
I can't get into releasing that information because it is a minor child, but we are certainly hopeful for that child's well-being.
Yellow police tape is wrapped around the Deer Hill Road home as detectives try to figure out what exactly happened. And as part of their investigation, they're turning to the public for some help.
If anyone has any information regarding the injury to the child or any history regarding this incident, we'd ask them to call the state police and ask for Detective Sergeant Craig McGinley.
Right now, there's no search for any possible suspects. State police say they believe they have everyone accounted for and people living nearby have nothing to worry about.
We do not feel that the public has any need to be alarmed.
And now state police say they will release more information as their investigation develops. Live here in Tamworth, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dover man accused of strangling father, wife to death, indicated on murder charges. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Is going on now at AutoFair. We've drastically reduced our famously low prices for 1 week only at all 8 AutoFair locations. So come in and get AutoFair's special year-end clearance prices today.
Well, Jeremy Colella has been held without bail since his arrest over the summer, and he remains in custody to await his next court appearance. The indictments handed down charge Colella with first-degree murder, knowing second-degree murder, and 2 counts of reckless second-degree murder for the deaths of his wife Joanna and his father Francis. Their bodies were discovered in Colella's Tideview Drive home in August after police responded for a welfare check. He's accused of strangling both victims.
First-degree murder carries automatic life in prison without parole, and the second-degree murder charges carry up to life in prison. Next step is arraignment. The defendant will be arraigned on these charges on January 28th of next year at the Stratford County Superior Courthouse.
The Attorney General's office could not comment on a possible motive as it is part of their ongoing investigation. Live in the studio, Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire among states with highest utility costs in U.S. report says. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
The year-end clearance is going on now at Auto Fair. We've drastically reduced our famously low prices for 1 week only at all 8 Auto Fair locations. So come in and get Auto Fair's special year-end clearance prices today.
A new report is revealing which states pay the highest utility costs in the nation, and New Hampshire is among the top 10. Move.org analyzed the cost of 5 different utilities to determine their rankings: electricity, natural gas, internet, cable, and water. The report found that Hawaii has the highest utility cost at an average of $730 per month. Alaska comes in second, followed by Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New York. New Hampshire is listed as having the 6th highest utility costs at an average of $477 per month.
Okay, and there you go on that report in that video. President, First Lady make surprise trip to Iraq to visit troops. President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump made a surprise visit to Iraq late on Christmas night to visit U.S. troops. Police man struck by tractor trailer while crews respond to rollover crash on same road. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Is going on now at Auto Fair. We've drastically reduced our famously low prices for 1 week only at all 8 Auto Fair locations. So come in and get Auto Fair's special year-end clearance prices today.
Well, state police are investigating 2 crashes on the Spalding Turnpike in Dover that happened within just minutes of each other. Police say just before noon, a 16-year-old driver failed to yield while at the Route 4 exit, overcorrected, and then ended up hitting a concrete barrier, rolling over. The driver and a passenger were not injured, and then a few minutes later, emergency personnel received a call about a man hit by a tractor trailer after running through traffic in that same area. That man suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your business news and see how U.S. stock markets closed for this Wednesday evening. And here's a look at your markets for the U.S. stock market. Dow rallies 1,000 points, logging in its biggest single-day point gain ever. Stocks posted their best day in nearly a decade on Wednesday, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average notching its largest one-day point gain in history. Mom missing since November, found dead in a ditch. Estranged husband sought. Houston police are searching for a man wanted in connection with the death of his estranged wife after she was found shot and killed in a ditch in another county, authorities said. And that does it for the Riley King newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. And I have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone. Bye.